Boruto episode 238 review. Alright guys, this episode right here was actually really good. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily fully like this actual anime only arc right here, but me personally, I really don't have that much problems with it, especially this episode right here where Kawaki absolutely shined. But essentially the storyline in this episode went, there was someone on the ship that actually died. By the way, the person who actually died was the big captain. I really hated him at first, but eventually I kind of actually grew to like him. The thing about him right here is that we kind of thought because he was drunk he'd be an absolute problem. I don't know if it was this type of liquor he was drinking, the 1942, the Henny, something. He was driving absolutely straight, doing a bunch of clutch stuff, and I just had to take a second to praise my guy and actually talk about specifically what he did right over the past couple of episodes. But he actually died, and he died from a Funato clan member. Now, the Funato clan member in this particular episode, I can't lie, he put up almost wilt numbers. I'm not gonna lie, even though he failed his overall mission, he definitely put up some wilt numbers in this episode. Now, I'm going to detail specifically what he did in this particular episode. So first things first, he killed the captain. Off the rip, no one can really navigate a boat like the captain, like obviously, and that right there was absolutely huge. Not only that, towards the end of the episode, he blew up the engine as well. It's like, even though he lost, he took out critical components of the enemy team's forces. The big dilemma from this episode was essentially everybody looking at KlLLED as being the person who did actually kill the captain. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching this episode as well, I'm like, yo, it's about time, we gotta pack this man up. I personally thought it was damn near obvious. The executioner's blade was the actual murder weapon. Not only that, the KlLLED, he was looking extremely suspicious. Not only that, he actually went wild the day before, now looks completely suspicious when he's being questioned. He's literally cleaning blood off of that blade when Iwabi and Kawaki and the rest of them pull up. This guy looks absolutely guilty. But what really stood out to me was the fact that he didn't necessarily want to take off his mask. Now, once I seen that, I thought to myself, hey, it's definitely possible that he doesn't necessarily want to take off his mask for a completely different reason. The reason why I thought that to myself is because we've never really seen him without a mask. Like, hypothetically speaking, back in the day, if you asked Obito to take off his mask, mainly because we thought that, hey, he was involved in like the Funato clan, Obito's not taking off his mask. You can even go back in the day, Hanzo the Salamander, when he himself had something over his face, he wasn't taking that off unless everybody wants to die. So usually when ninjas have a mask, it's probably there for a reason, so you don't necessarily have to ask him, hey, I need you to take it off. But hey, it was definitely a good idea. Now, I definitely do want to point out, Kawaki in this episode, he dropped 50. I mean, everything that Kawaki did in this particular episode was almost perfect. Now, I personally praise Kawaki a lot, but this right here is absolutely for good reason. Kawaki is now establishing himself as one of the smartest ninjas, and I'm going to call him a ninja mainly because he actually is a ninja now, but Kawaki is establishing himself as one of the smartest ninjas in the Hidden Leaf Village at his specific level. We've seen Kawaki do a bunch of things intelligence-wise in the past, and we kind of thought, hey, it might have been a one-off situation. Hey, Kawaki probably got lucky. For example, Kawaki in the battle versus Ishiki Otsutsuki, that right there was absolutely smart. Kawaki in the battle versus Garo, he outsmarted him a couple of times. Not only that, Kawaki had a scene with Sarada in the manga, and that right there essentially showed that Kawaki was extremely smart, and now he's showing it again in this particular episode right here. Now, it started off at first when Kawaki realized that the news of the captain being assassinated kind of spread around the ship extremely quickly. Kawaki thought to himself that right there was extremely suspicious from the rip, mainly because Kawaki thought to himself that the actual perpetrator may have actually been spreading the intel around the ship to cause fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which would then make the leader's job, Sarada and Kagura, that much more difficult. So Iwabi actually does confront KlLLED. Now, when Iwabi confronted KlLLED, I don't know what happened. I don't know what switch flipped in the animators' minds, but this scene right here looked absolutely impeccable when it comes to animation wise, which just tells you that the animators had this in the bag. They're just waiting for the correct scene to show something like this, and I'm guessing this right here was the exact correct scene. Iwabi getting absolutely destroyed, by the way, but Kawaki helps out. Kawaki essentially like two shots or almost two shots KlLLED. He could have killed him. He understood that actually doing so may actually draw out the real perpetrator, and Kawaki was absolutely correct. This right here is just Kawaki thinking the game, not necessarily relying on his brute strength, skill, and overall aptitude of course, absolutely destroying everybody on the ship. And Kawaki's plan at the end of the episode was absolutely correct. We did actually get to see the Funato member completely come out of the blue. Now, the character building in this episode was absolutely impeccable as well. I mean, coming to an arc like this, we kind of thought that the ninjas of the Hidden Mist Village, or the fake Seven Swordsmen of the Mist, they were essentially still going to be on their BS. It turns out that that's not going to be the case at all. In this particular episode, we see Kyoho essentially show his true colors, and he himself isn't necessarily a bad guy at all. I personally do believe that he was essentially mixed up in the wrong cloud and is very easily influenced. It's just that simple. On the other hand, you have Hibichigo. Hibichigo in this particular episode made it very clear as well that she also just wants a shorter jail sentence. I'm not necessarily going to say that Hibichigo is 100% not evil just as of yet, but I personally do believe specifically for this arc, she's 100% down for the mission. Bunten, though, I think that Bunten is a little bit more, I don't know, she could be evil. Bunten is a very interesting character in my personal opinion. I think that her character definitely grew a lot, specifically in this particular episode right here. She even gave Sari like a very, I should say, evil side eye or something like that. Just like a disdain towards Sari, like, yo, I still don't like you. Even though we're in the trenches right now, we're on the same side, I still don't rock with you. Similar to, like, I don't know, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, something like that. But I personally do believe that in the future, we're probably going to get to see a lot of them again. One of the things that I will say, though, hopefully they build off of these characters. Hopefully this isn't necessarily going to be a once in like an every 5 years type of appearance where, hey, they just show up out of the blue. But one thing I definitely do have to point out, this arc right here is definitely not over. So the character development for all those characters in the Mist Village, they're probably going to continue, and I'm pretty sure they're probably going to garner a lot of fans by the time this whole entire arc is going to be over. And I'm not going to lie, I really do want to see Shizuma. It's just for the fact that we understand that he's probably going to be a very strong character, and of course the Kagura and Shizuma battle, that's probably going to be extremely anticipated. As soon as we do see Shizuma, is going to be super hyped for the anime fans out there. But let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comment section below. Personally, I definitely did like it, mainly because Kawaki really showed, but also because of the character development of all the other side characters, Hibichigo, Kyoho, and also Bunten. And now we have Kagura possibly get in the mix, specifically in the next episode. And of course, it's just a brand new set of problems. The ships broke down. Now we have to find out a way to actually get out of the ocean, especially with the Funten and Tenma clan actually roaming around. It's going to be a very interesting situation. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. It's been your boy Bar B, and we out.